Hi, I'm Karen with the Clearview Library District, and this is Crafty Tales. Crafty Tales is a story time with a craft for little ones and their families. And together we will read a story, and then we will make a little tree craft. So let's begin with our story. The name of this book is Welcome Home Bear by Il Sung Na. And there's Mr. Bear right there on the cover. Every morning, Bear woke up in the same green forest under the same blue sky. One day he thought, I will find a new home. So he climbed up to see Bird, but her nest was so high in the trees. He dug down to visit Mole, but it was stuffy underground, and the dirt got in his nose. He went to see Goat, but standing on her steep cliff made him dizzy. He swam to Octopus, who was surprised to see him, but the ocean was too deep. He found Polar Bear and the Puffins, but the snow was so cold under his paws. Look at this, we have two bears here. A brown bear and a polar bear. So he went to see Camel, but now his paws were hot in the desert sand. He paid a visit to Orangutan, but it rained and rained and rained. He decided to find the hippos, but there was mud everywhere. Well, after visiting all his friends, Bear was tired. He wanted to be somewhere that was not too high, not too stuffy, not too steep, not too deep, not too cold, hot, rainy, or muddy. So what do you think he did? He knew just where he wanted to be, and that was back home, wasn't it? So that's the end of the story. Now, let's get together and make a little tree craft. And this little tree actually stands up, so let's go. Today, let's make a tree for Mr. Bear to climb. In order to do that, we're going to need some supplies. I have some brown paper here and some white paper, or you can have 2 sheets of white paper and color your tree brown. In order to color your leaves, I have a set of markers, or you can use crayons. I also have a straight edge, a glue stick, a black marker, a scissors, and I have some leaf shapes cut out of cardboard, and I'll bet you a grown-up can help you with this part so that you can have some leaf shapes to trace. Let's begin with the tree trunk. First of all, we're going to make a strip at the bottom of our brown paper, and it can be about 2 inches wide, and we're just going to go across with our marker and show that strip, and let me show you what it looks like here. Can you see that? Okay. Then I'm going to turn this around. So at the bottom of our tree, you're going to lay your hand, or if you have a grown-up's hand, that would even be better because your tree will be bigger. You want to make sure the trunk is straight on that and in the middle of that strip. And then you're just going to take your marker and trace around your hand. And all of a sudden, you're going to have branches on your tree because your fingers will make the branches. I'm going to show you in a second here. So here is my tree trunk and my branches by tracing a hand. After that, you need to cut this shape out. And you need to cut along the line here and then go up the hand and around and around and around until you've cut the whole thing out. Let's begin. When your tree is cut out, it should look like this. Here's the strip at the bottom. What we're going to do now is cut 1 inch in. We're going to go halfway down with a slit, about like that. And then on the other side, we're going to come up a 1/2 inch from the bottom up with a slit, halfway up, like so. Don't go all the way, just halfway up. What this should do then is we can take our tree, hook up those slits like that, and this tree will stand up. Isn't that cool? Here's how it looks in the back. And our tree is standing. And if your tree is a little floppy, what you can do is put a strip of cardboard in the back to give it some support. But here we go. But what does it need now? I think we need some leaves. So I'm going to move the trunk aside here. And I'm going to take my leaf cutouts and start making leaf shapes all over this white paper. I've got my marker and I'm going to trace all kinds of leaf shapes all over the paper. I'm just going to keep going until I fill up this paper. We don't need to use all of them, but we can have a bunch to choose from. Look at all my leaf shapes. I bet you have a page of leaf shapes too. Now the fun part begins. Let's color them, and you can color them any colors you want. Lots of different colors would make a pretty tree. And you don't even have to stay in the lines. You can go around like this, because guess what? When you cut it out, it won't even show. So, oh gosh, I'm going to do a blue leaf, a green leaf, a yellow leaf. There's my green. I think I'll do a couple green leaves. Ooh, orange. I like orange too. Just keep coloring until you have all of those leaves colored. Once you've colored all your leaves, then you need to cut them out. I've cut out all my leaves and they're here on my table. Now I'm going to take my tree and unhook it so it'll be flat and I can work on it. See, it'll be flat like this. Move my leaves to the side. Get a glue stick and start gluing these leaves on the tree. So put them all over the branches so your tree will be full of beautiful colored leaves for Mr. Bear. My tree has lots of pretty leaves that I glued on it, and now it can stand up for Mr. Bear. I hope you had fun making a tree for Mr. Bear too. So long.